Happy New Year, welcome to 2024 on Supercars of London, a channel that started in 2008. We are deep into the 16th year. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas and New Year. And this is definitely not the car I was intending on starting the year with. We will get into what is happening to my Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio and my Audi R8. And just before Christmas, we bought my wife a new car, and it is safe to say it is far more interesting than the Jaguar E-Pace that she was driving. Whilst that was a nice car, I'm actually quite excited and have driven her new car, and it is sick. Let's kick this year off in style. I've had this car for the best part of 2 weeks. I have got some videos backed up from last year that I still need to share. We are on the hunt for one of the best looking 812s I've seen. I've got to just try and weave through traffic. That is, he's doing a U-turn. But this Range Rover has got quite an interesting story. In fact, JLR in general from 2023 had a rather fascinating story, and it started with making millions of pounds in 24 hours. So let's rewind to December 2023 when I was looking out at the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio and my Audi R8 thinking, I've had a pretty good year. I started the year with a Mark 8 Golf GTI. That was it. So to have a really cool, quirky two-car garage and then add my wife's car into the mix, it is a pretty cool 3-car garage. So I was planning on making a video talking about all of the things I love and don't like about those cars. And then Dub Customs called me and told me they had one more slot to wrap a car over the New Year period. So my Alfa Romeo is getting re-wrapped, another colour change, but I cannot wait to see how this new wrap comes out because I never really gelled with the old wrap. So whilst I've got the R8, that is heading to John Cleese very soon, because whilst the sound system is amazing, I've realised I do need Apple CarPlay. So Apple CarPlay is being installed. A full video on that is coming very soon. And actually stay tuned for quite a lot of updates throughout this month because a lot is happening. But I'm left with this beautiful Range Rover. The legends at JLR have given me this car for the best part of 3 weeks. I've been driving it every single day. I've actually got it quite dirty. I found some amazing roads. We will get into all of it in this video. But yes, that is a brief summary of how 2023 ended and how we are starting 2024. Oh, what's the sun going to do round this roundabout? Annoy me is the answer. Now, there is something about reminding myself that I've done YouTube for 16 years. I'm driving a light gold Range Rover. I've got the sun visor in this position. This is making me feel like I'm about 55 years old and should be living out in the Cotswolds buying a farm, especially with this gilet that I've got on. Anyway, back to the Range Rover, because I could not be driving a more different character to the last time I experienced one of these cars. Yet here we are in an elegant hybrid that, let's be honest, over the last 2 weeks I've been a little bit too lazy in terms of charging the battery up to try and get the best of both worlds. And I think the problem that I have with plug-in hybrids is you always have that fail-safe combustion engine to save you. You do feel like you're getting a better ride than everyone else that you see on the road. Unless you see another one of these Range Rovers, then you kind of look at them as a level of respect to know you are also really enjoying the comfort of that car, because everyone that has got into this has absolutely adored the tech, the ride quality, the way this just cruises over the tarmac is a really high-end car. And having done over 1,000 miles in it, firstly, I didn't think that I was ever going to get to 1,000 miles. I thought within the first 48 hours this car was probably going to get taken from my driveway, never to be seen again. And that's kind of the route that I want to go down in this video. So Range Rover made a car so good and so regal with one flaw that this and the Range Rover Sport started to top the list of cars that were getting stolen. And we've all seen the Ring doorbell footage at the dead of night. These cars, amongst other SUVs and manufacturers, getting taken, never to be seen again. And it got to the point with the rising numbers and the social media coverage that insurance companies were starting to prod people away with a stick when they were coming to them looking for a Range Rover quote. And to put that into perspective, I tried to get insurance quotes on this exact car using a comparison website. 2 insurance companies came back to me, and the cheapest one for 1 year was £33,000. Now, I think it is worth mentioning that it is a sad world that we live in, that you can't have nice things without the threat of it being taken by someone else. And I think the world that we live in at the moment is a really sad place. And making a video on this is a very minute percentage of all of the problems. But when you think about how JLR have reacted to this, because it is so infuriating when you see those videos of people just taking what isn't theirs. JLR have introduced their own bespoke insurance policies for customers, which I think is revolutionary and really exciting to delve into. But they've also invested around £10 million into the safety and security measures to not just improve all of the new JLR products that are rolling off the production line to give these people peace of mind that their cars aren't going to get taken. That £10 million will also help around 70,000 current JLR cars on the road, which just gives people a peace of mind. And I think the insurance is fascinating because when I deal with specialist insurance on specialist cars, such as the Murcielago, for example, the difference in experience when you're speaking to someone that knows what they're talking about versus going down the comparison website route is vast. I've insured using a comparison website, one of the big companies, and I've insured with specialists, and it depends on which car. For example, my Golf, I would have just thrown on Admiral. The Murcielago, I use a specialist. And having JLR insure their own cars means that you are getting the absolute ultimate specialist when it comes to insuring them and knowing all of the products and making sure that you're on the right policy and actually making sure you're paying the right price as well, because £33,000 to insure this for a year is absolutely obscene. And what we're seeing is a saving per client that is using the insurance from JLR versus, let's say, the comparison website. So JLR are onto a winner, and I think it has ironed out a lot of these little niggles, and I still think they've got a long way to go. Because when I was going on the website to have a look to see whether I could get a quote for this particular car, it did tell me to call up. I couldn't do it online. I think it's probably to do with my postcode being quite close to London, but that will get ironed out. They will come up with a solution for everyone. But the reason why I didn't call up is because I would be calling them up to try and get insurance on their own press car, which I don't think probably would have gone down too well. But I think they are onto a game-changing move that will give their customers a peace of mind that driving and owning a Range Rover, Jaguar or Land Rover is still going to make you feel special. The icing on the cake to all of this magic, and it might just be a small thing, but to me, it makes a big difference, is even though I haven't charged this car up at all in the last week, driving after a long day, you get back home, and I'm not parking up back home, but parking up in full electric mode, the car switches so that the slow speed maneuvers can be done in peace and quiet and relax you. So you can turn the whole car off and you can wander inside and be relaxed after what could have been a very stressful day. It's unlikely to be, because the Range Rover is such a good, comfy cruiser that it just oozes you back into the sofa-like seats. And I think the one thing that I've noticed driving this over an extended period of time is just how well this car adapts to every scenario, every situation. You can take it to London to a 5-star hotel. You can take it to an event. You can take it to your local supermarket. Wherever you do your shopping, you can take it through the little villages around. You can take it through some of the estates that are close by if you need to pop to the gym and the main roads are chock-a-block and you need to go the back way. And it blends in. It's a chameleon. Whereas some of its rivals in the luxury SUV market aren't quite that. They're just a little bit flashy. And you can pick up a Bentayga and an Aston Martin DBX. And don't get me wrong, they are great cars. They are beautiful cars. But you can pick up the wrong reaction driving a Bentley or an Aston Martin or a Lamborghini. And all of these manufacturers entering into the SUV market are doing very, very well. But Range Rover is still, to me, the benchmark. And this chameleon-esque character that comes with this car. And then you've got that split personality. You can have it in a Mafia spec and make it look really aggressive, or you can have it in this spec and make it look really classy. But whereas the Aston Martin and the Bentley, you're still driving a Bentley or an Aston Martin, and you might just pick up the wrong reaction. Whereas I feel like the Range Rover throughout is very well respected, and it sets the benchmark for a luxury SUV. And I think you do get 90% of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan in this car. Just driving day to day, using it as A to B, it is a very, very, very good car. So there we go. I've thoroughly enjoyed driving this car. And I think it's really interesting to see where JLR go with the insurance, where they go to further protect their customers from these cars getting stolen. And it'll be interesting to see what other manufacturers do. But like I said, this was not the video that I was intending on creating for the first one back in 2024. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the insurance. Let me know what you think of the spec of this car. And stay tuned for some very exciting videos coming this month, whilst I'm also using this month to plan the next few months that are coming. And stay tuned, because there is some really exciting stuff that I cannot wait to share. But I will be saying goodbye, and I'll be very, very sad to say goodbye to this car. So I will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.